In the vast Pacific, a routine military transfer is making global waves. The U.S. is sending decommissioned warships, including an aging cruiser, to the Philippines. This is more than a hardware handover. It's a symbol of shifting alliances and rising U.S.-China tensions. The South China Sea, where these ships will patrol, is a vital artery for global trade, impacting economies worldwide. When tensions rise here, the world feels it. This move signals the Trump administration's commitment to allies facing China's growing influence. For the Philippines, these ships are a major upgrade. For the U.S., it's a cost-effective way to project power. This isn't just about ships, it's about sending a message from Manila to Beijing and beyond. Let's break down why this transfer matters for the future of global security. The U.S. Philippines military alliance is one of the oldest in Asia, rooted in a complex, shared history that stretches back over a century. From the early 20th century, when the Philippines was a U.S. territory, to its independence and beyond, the two nations have been closely linked by both cooperation and challenges. This partnership was formalized with the 1951 Mutual Defense Treaty, a landmark agreement that pledged both countries to support each other in times of external attack. For decades, the U.S. has supplied the Philippines with vital military equipment, ranging from rifles and ammunition to patrol boats and advanced technology, helping to build the foundation of the Philippine Armed Forces. Notably, old U.S. Coast Guard cutters became the backbone of the Philippine Navy, transforming the country's maritime capabilities and allowing it to better protect its waters. This tradition of support continues today, with the latest transfer of modern warships helping the Philippines upgrade its fleet, modernize its forces, and patrol its vast maritime territory more effectively than ever before. The alliance has faced strains over the years, especially regarding the presence of U.S. bases and questions of sovereignty. Yet, new security threats, like China's growing assertiveness in the South China Sea, have brought the two countries closer together, renewing their sense of shared purpose. Today, these warships are more than just metal and machinery. They're powerful symbols of a resilient, evolving partnership that adapts to changing times. For the Philippines, each new ship is a step toward credible defense, national pride, and a stronger voice in regional affairs. For the U.S., these transfers reaffirm treaty commitments and represent a strategic investment in a key ally's security and stability. The transfer of these ships is another chapter in a long, sometimes complicated, but ultimately enduring alliance, one that has weathered many storms and continues to adapt. These ships represent both the weight of history and the promise of a more secure future for the region. Their arrival signals a renewed commitment to shared interests, stability, and peace in the Indo-Pacific, an alliance ready to meet the challenges of tomorrow. The warship transfer is a direct result of Trump's renewed focus on challenging China and revitalizing American industry. In his record-length 2025 address to Congress, Trump called for a shipbuilding revival, linking national security with economic growth. The administration launched a White House shipbuilding office and tax incentives to boost domestic production. This is a response to China's rapidly expanding navy, the world's largest. By arming allies like the Philippines, the U.S. strengthens its network without overextending itself. Transferring decommissioned ships is a practical, immediate way to boost allied capabilities while rebuilding at home. The move enjoys rare bipartisan support in Washington, reflecting consensus on countering China. Legislation from both parties paved the way for decisive action. This transfer is both a policy and political statement. The U.S. intends to remain the dominant Indo-Pacific power. It's a bold, cost-effective strategy to project strength and support allies. The centerpiece of this story is a decommissioned Ticonderoga-class cruiser, once a formidable symbol of American naval power, now embarking on a new chapter far from its original home waters. This vessel was once a U.S. Navy workhorse, patrolling vast oceans and projecting strength across the globe. Today, it stands as a game-changer for the Philippines, offering capabilities the nation has never had before. Though stripped of its most sensitive and advanced systems before transfer, the ship's core remains intact. Its sheer size, advanced radar, and surveillance capabilities will dramatically transform the Philippine Navy's reach and effectiveness. The transfer, made possible under the U.S. Excess Defense Articles program, represents more than just a hardware upgrade. It was fast-tracked by the Trump administration, reflecting a broader push to strengthen alliances in the region. As part of its Indo-Pacific strategy, The U.S. included not only the cruiser but also smaller patrol vessels in the package. These additional support craft will significantly boost the Philippines' maritime awareness and response capabilities. For a nation facing persistent threats like illegal fishing, rampant smuggling, and foreign encroachment in its waters, these assets are nothing short of critical. Filipino crews will undergo extensive training, learning to operate and maintain these complex ships to their fullest potential. This process will deepen operational ties with the U.S. Navy, fostering greater cooperation and shared expertise. Critics may call these ships outdated, but for the Philippines they represent a leap forward in capability and confidence. As one analyst put it, one nation's retired asset is another's capital ship. For the Philippines, this couldn't be more true. The transfer is a strategic win, providing much-needed deterrence and helping to safeguard national sovereignty in contested waters. And all of this comes at a fraction of the cost of building or buying new warships, making it a smart investment. It's a practical move with outsized impact for both nations, strengthening their partnership and reshaping the balance of power in the region. The South China Sea is a flashpoint of overlapping claims, vital shipping lanes, and rich resources. China's sweeping 9-line claim clashes with the EEZs of the Philippines and others. Filipino waters, ruled theirs by an international tribunal, are regularly patrolled by aggressive Chinese vessels. The new warship is a direct response, its presence harder to ignore, its patrols a message of resolve. Over $3 trillion in trade passes through these waters annually. Any conflict here would disrupt the global economy. The sea's oil and gas reserves add another layer of competition, ensuring freedom of navigation is a core U.S. and allied interest. These ships will patrol the West Philippine Sea, asserting Manila's rights. While they can't match China's navy, they're a crucial step toward credible defense. They stand as tools of deterrence and symbols of international law. The warship transfer's impact goes beyond military power. It reshapes the Philippines' economy and society. Operating a cruiser is costly, forcing tough budget choices between defense and social programs. Yet revitalized naval bases like Subic Bay could spur local jobs and industry. Retrofitting and maintaining these ships will train Filipino engineers, building a skilled workforce. National pride surges as the Philippine flag flies on a powerful cruiser, boosting morale and unity. Politicians will use the ship's arrival to rally public support for a stronger defense. But a more assertive navy also raises the risk of confrontation with China. Tensions could escalate quickly, putting pressure on Filipino crews and coastal communities. For fishing villages, the Navy's presence offers protection, but also heightens risk. The transfer is a double-edged sword, empowering, but fraught with new challenges. Its true cost and benefit will unfold over time. Analysts worldwide see this transfer as a shrewd U.S. move, strengthening an ally countering China and signaling a renewed commitment to regional security. By providing advanced military assets to the Philippines, the U.S. is not only reinforcing its presence in Asia, but also sending a clear message to Beijing about its willingness to support partners on the front lines of maritime disputes. This approach allows the U.S. to project power and influence in the region without the political and financial risks of deploying large numbers of American troops overseas, a strategy that appeals to both policymakers and the public back home. It's a low-cost, high-impact strategy that reinforces America's alliance network, making it more resilient and adaptable in the face of evolving threats. Southeast Asian experts are cautiously optimistic, recognizing the potential for greater regional stability, but warn it could provoke a stronger Chinese response and escalate tensions in contested waters. The Philippines gets a bigger shield, but may invite a bigger sword, one analyst notes, highlighting the delicate balance between deterrence and provocation. The real test is how the Philippines integrates the cruiser into a broader maritime strategy, combining ships, surveillance, and allied coordination to create a credible deterrent and a more effective defense posture. Some warn against overvaluing symbolism. China's navy remains vastly superior in both numbers and technology, and any miscalculation could have serious consequences for regional security. European analysts see this as America First in action, empowering partners to share the security burden, while allowing the U.S. to focus resources elsewhere. The Trump administration's rhetoric may question alliances, but its actions show concrete support for those who step up and demonstrate a willingness to defend shared interests. This approach projects U.S. influence while minimizing direct costs, and it tests the ability of allies to take on greater responsibility for their own security. The transfer is both a message and a test of Allied resolve, challenging partners to prove their commitment and capability. Its success depends on strategy, not just hardware, on how well the Philippines and its allies can adapt, coordinate, and respond to the shifting tides of geopolitics in the region. The warship transfer reflects a turbulent era in U.S. policy, shaped by Trump's push for naval power and sweeping domestic reforms. The new Department of Government Efficiency, led by Elon Musk, aims to slash government spending, driving cost-effective foreign policy. Sending excess defense articles to allies is far cheaper than expanding the U.S. fleet abroad. Meanwhile, the administration pursues bold, controversial initiatives, from repealing the CHIPS Act to reviving ideas like buying Greenland. Deep partisan divides and shifting priorities define Washington in 2025. The decision to aid the Philippines is a product of this unique moment, where fiscal pressure, ideology, and strategy collide. It's not just foreign policy, it's a reflection of America's changing identity and ambitions. The journey of a retired U.S. cruiser to the Philippines is more than a military transfer, it's a symbol of a new era. It highlights the U.S.-China rivalry and the Trump administration's strategy of empowering allies. For the Philippines, it's both an opportunity and a challenge. Greater defense, but higher costs and risks. The world is watching. Will this deter aggression or provoke escalation? The answer depends on how the Philippines integrates these ships into a broader strategy of diplomacy and cooperation. The stakes are high for global trade, security, and the future of the Indo-Pacific. As citizens of an interconnected world, we can't afford to look away. The next chapter will be shaped by the choices of leaders, and the wisdom to balance strength with restraint. The tide is turning. What it brings depends on all of us.